Hey everyone, it's Icylobster, and this is, for our knowledge, game number 3. Now, I'm basically positive this is not the right order of the games, but this is the Beastyqt and Lalush series, and we got Beastyqt right here versus Lalush. And did you learn anything from that replay? So they're gonna talk. I'm gonna try and ignore it, but I'm actually kind of curious. I'm gonna also close this. Oh my gosh! So a little trash talk. You know, Beastyqt is probably feeling pretty good because from the games we've seen, he's won both of them. So I'm guessing this is after one of those two. Who knows? I can't tell you. So I have an idea of where it is, but I might spoil stuff. So whatever. So I believe this is a best of 5. This would be, for our knowledge, game number 3. I don't actually know the order. So who is lagging? Well, not me. I'm not lagging this time. So you can suck it. And yeah. So I actually don't remember the name of this map. I should know this name. This is one of the ones I usually remember too, because I actually like this one. I want to say Shikuris Plateau, but I don't know. What do I know? So, I don't know. Apparently someone's lagging, and it's making him upset. I don't blame him, because I believe this is a tournament. It looks like the guy left, so I'm guessing he was lagging, because they made him leave. So, got Refinery going. So probably not a 2-Rex this game. If you didn't see one of the other games, I'm not going to say which one. There was a 2-Rex and shenanigans went on, and Lalush was not happy about it, and he's fast expanding again. This map will be pretty easy for Lalush, I would think. I mean, yeah, it's a really long walk distance. So if you look at the minimap, actually I guess I could just visually show it to you. You go down the ramp, you go down your natural, you run all the way there. Now you're halfway there. You're only halfway, and you keep going, and there's their base. So it's pretty long. If it was cross spawn, there would be no rush unless you proxied. Like, you'd have to proxy. So we got a spawning pool going up, got the hatchery going up. It was hatch first, and we have. I'm kind of curious what Beastyqt is doing this time, because he seems to be. From the 2 games I've seen, his play's always been pretty interesting to me. Well, I guess one of them was a rush, nothing special. I actually like watching rushes, some people don't. A lot of people are like, oh, that's cheese, macro game, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we actually have a bunker down here, so this is interesting. I actually kind of like this, because you can put guys in here. Well, actually, I don't know. You can't actually do much with it. And we do have Lalush trying to stop him, so he doesn't like it. But I don't feel like this actually is a huge threat, because it is on the low ground. I know you can bring someone up to spot and whatnot, but oh, he's actually getting 1 drone. He's probably going to get 2, because he's microing pretty hard. No. Nope, no, he didn't. I thought he might be able to, but he wasn't able. The bunker is up. 2 lings are out. I still don't feel like this is that much of a threat. If it was up here... Excuse me. My body doesn't know how to digest. Yeah, see, he can't even do it. He's just salvaging it. So as I was saying, at first I thought it might have been good, but then I realized it's not in range of anything, and it'll never be in range of anything. So I discredited it pretty fast. Yeah. If he could have made a second bunker up there and had that one defended, that would have worked. But the thing is, because of creep, you can't do that, because it's just going to spread and you can't build on creep. So completely null and void. And we're actually getting a fast command center over here. Supply depot on the right, and 2 gas. So it's going to be a gas play. We've seen Beastyqt do like mech, so I could definitely see tank usage going on, and we're actually going to see Hellion. No, actually, putting reactor there. I don't know what he's doing with this. So I'm actually not quite sure what he's doing. I'm guessing he. No. Okay, so he's just building the barracks in that spot. Okay, that's interesting. It's actually pretty clever, because now he doesn't have to worry about making anything. Right when the barracks is up, he's got the reactor on it. Doesn't have to switch, doesn't have to worry about anything. And he will be going another reactor, so it looks like it could be reactor Hellions. That's what I was going to say originally. And then he did his little fancy tricks. Those tearing in their tricks. So I'm going to go back to the Zerg player, and he's actually started doing a little wall off here. Look at this. Got a little wall off. I'm all for this. I'm up for wall offs. They're always cool, I guess. I'm actually not a huge fan of wall offs, because you can lose tech and stuff. Like, look how easy it would be to snipe the Roach Horn right here. So that's my personal belief. And I know Zerg don't have to, because I've seen Zergs play at the highest tier that's currently out there, and you don't need to wall off stuff, so I don't know, it's player preference, so definitely cool to see. I would actually like to see a Zerg like go hardcore into walling off and actually see him really utilize it. The problem with that is all the stuff you wall off with is tech buildings, whereas Terran can just use, you know, production facilities, which they're already going to have like 10 of or something. So it looks like we're going to see a lot of marine drops, and I'm going to guess this is, yep, tanks. So we're going to have tanks, which we've already seen him do, and he's actually, as I've said, he likes his mech play. Or at least in one of his games he liked his mech play. The other one was just, you know, rush. So I don't know what I'm talking about. So whatever, we'll both see what's going to happen. Right here I'm fairly sure that, I mean, he should definitely utilize, if he's getting medevacs or like right now, he should definitely utilize the drop power. Drops are so good. And actually they were loading up. Yep, so we got two full ships. So he could actually do a lot with this. We're going to see if he snipes anything. We have a third going up for Lalush. So he's actually going full macro mode. This is definitely the map for it. And inject. And let's check the income. Pretty healthy. The Zerg's actually 50, and then our Terran player is 35. So our Zerg's actually doing really well. His income's very, very, very healthy. And there we are. Almost missed that. So he's dropping them all now, and actually Lalush knows completely about this, and he's completely ready for this. So I don't think it's going to do anything. I think he's going to just have to pick up and leave. He's trying to kite, but he's actually losing a lot. And yeah. So he lost a few guys and didn't get anything done. So very good map awareness by Lalush. So yeah, gotta give him that. We have here command center. So he's actually gonna be expanding again, which is, yeah, I can't say that's a bad thing. I do think did he catch up in his SCVs? He caught up some. I think he could go a little heavier on it. But it's not a huge deal. He's getting his third, so. Let's see the upgrades. Our combat shields are about to finish. And what else do we have? Our Terran player, nope, he's just making tanks. And our Zerg player is going to get a Spire, which is pretty standard. And there it is right there. Standards. Spires are just so good. While mutas aren't the best combat units, they're like one of the best harassed units in the entire game. So that's why mutas are so good, because they can pick stuff off, they can delay pushes. They can delay tech, they can delay upgrades, they can delay so much, because you just get a bunch of mutas, you fly in the base, and you pick something off. We actually have 2 missile turrets here, so that's actually pretty good. He could actually pick this off, so that we could see that go. We'll see if it does or not. Fly around the back, pick one of these off or something, or what's more common is actually just to pick off like the tech lab or whatnot, because it's easier, has less life, and it still does a lot of damage because it delays the tech, basically. So yeah. Got some links over here. Sometimes Terrans will drop over here, unload, heal them, and then run in here. So it looks like he's actually just putting guys here. Possibly scout for drops or anything, but there's actually nothing over here right now. So it's all good. So nothing's going yet. Both players are macroing pretty hard. Where's the base? Alright, so he's slowing it down. Now in the past, people would actually just try and take the whole line. Like they would try and take this as a third. While Zergs do this because it's not that hard for Zergs. Terrans always, well, Terran and Protoss tend to go for the low ground one because it's so close to all their other stuff, and they're not quite as mobile. So I don't know. It's a little bit more forward, and it has kind of weird chokes over here, which is actually good for them because you can actually see the siege tank where it can cover both sides. So it works out pretty well for Terran. And I think I Zerg. Yep, he's going to be expanding again. I could actually just tell because I saw a little drone moving up here on the mini-map. So, or I could look at this. Cause, no, it wouldn't have actually shown. Never mind, I lied. So we have 3 mutas on the way. We have +1 building, and we have, how many are out? 9 out, it looks like. So 9 mutas, 3 more, and they're +1 on the way. We have link support, and it looks like he's going to try and do an attack. I don't know if this is going to do that much. He's got a few siege tanks. His mutas are going to be able to fly him pretty easily, though. There's nothing really there. And no, he's going to pick off this. Alright, so he's taking out the Viking, which is pretty good because, yeah, we're getting a few bandlings morphed in. The lings are going to get surrounded. They're going to kill all this off very easily. Yeah. Actually, that one guy, he should have just ran while he had the chance. He had an opportunity, but nope. So that's a wasted opportunity for him, his life. And we got upgrades right there. I don't think he's doing double upgrades. No, he is. So he's another one somewhere. Maybe passed it. Oh, there it is. And he also has an armory, so I expect to see Thors. We've seen it. We saw him do that in the other game, if I recall. And Thors do counter mutas, so good choice. The only problem with Thors is they're not mobile at all, whereas mutas can fly everywhere all the time, really fast. So it's the weakness of Thors. And if you didn't know, in the expansion, Blizzard is actually planning on getting rid of Thors and replacing them with essentially the Warhound, because they don't like how the Thors are so clunky, and they feel less viable because they're so clunky. So that's essentially why we're actually seeing the mutas come over here. 2 turrets in position, actually a bunch of turrets. So he's actually not gonna be able to do much here. Yeah, actually very good turret placement. This actually got them around the edge, so they can't even poke in here. We have dropships over here. We have a little army right there, a few banelings, lanes. We have 4 bases for a Zerg player, and alright, 2 spine crawlers, which is good because it's very common for a Terran player to drop this base because it's usually not very well defended at all. So these spines definitely delay any sort of snipe, like a hatchery snipe or anything of the sort. And we're seeing our Terran player take his 3rd. And these banelings are actually gonna die. Oh, here we go. So he noticed it, and he's bringing all this stuff out. 1 really good hit. It looks like the rest is gonna get cleaned up. A few SCVs. Let's actually check the lost. So 4 Beastyqts have died, 1 of Lalush. It's got a bunch of lings out here. I haven't actually been tracking this other stuff. Where are his mutas at? We actually have a drop over here. A lot of it moving out. I don't think he really killed much. We can check. Killed like 2. So, not really. Killed it a little bit. He's actually trying to snipe the extractor, which, no, it's going to get completely cleaned up. He wasn't even going to take it out. So, yeah, but if you notice, because of these spines, he had to walk all the way around, thus delaying more time before reinforcements come, and he wasn't even able to take out the hatchery. So these actually aren't that bad placed, because generally you do come from here. If he came all the way around with this medevac, it would have been different, but I don't know. I kind of like this placement right here. It's definitely debatable because you could fly all the way around, and that would kind of make them a bit less effective. And we have mutas over here. I think they're gearing up for an attack. Their +1 is done. We actually have a greater spire on the way, so we're going to see broods. We see a corruptor being built. How many corruptors do we have any corruptors yet? No, we do not have any corruptors. We have a few infestors, 4 infestors. We're getting more marine upgrades. We're getting his +2 weapons and his +1. No, wait, +3 weapons. Excuse me, and his +2 armor. +2 armor finishing right now. There we are. And we see it looks like ghosts. So we're gonna be having ghosts. Assuming the Mobius reactor is for them, which I believe it is. Trying to find their Ghost Academy. There we are. So, yep, it is indeed. And what's it do? Energy. It increases their energy. And we actually see a little engagement over here. This is actually a lot, and our Terran player is out of position. He's got like 3 tanks over here. Very good placement for the tank right there. The Mune is actually picking off the turret. I don't know how many workers. It looks like a decent amount of workers might have died. Yeah, so a good amount of workers were actually killed through that. Picking up supply. And these Marines are very late. He can actually fly it. No! Oh my gosh, really bad control by Lalush right there. He could have gotten out with all of his mutas. And that was really poor control. Oh man. I don't know what to say about that. I think that was a big blunder. However, he is on 5 bases. So, I mean, at least his macro is definitely making up for that slip up right there. So, I'll give him that. And we actually have a lot of preppers, and he's going to be going Broodlords very soon. His Rare Spire's done, unless he canceled it, which I don't see why he wouldn't. Nope. And he actually made a second one. I didn't notice this. So you can actually do double upgrades with it if he wants to. Now, one time, by actually Spinishua, I've seen 3 Spires at once, so that one can morph into the Greater Spire while 2 get upgrades. I don't think I've ever seen it since, but it's really different. It's like a really hard tech switch, because you switch and you get all your upgrades. But, I mean, it's a big investment, and that is not what Lalush is doing, so I don't know why I'm talking about it. But we have all our Broodlords finishing, and this is actually pretty fierce army. We have a lot of Ghosts, which actually, while Ghosts aren't technically a direct counter to Broods, their snipe can take out Broodlords so fast that they basically are a counter. because I think they do extra damage against light, not broodlords. Unless broodlords are light, which I highly doubt. Yeah, they're massive, so didn't think so. You have all our little ghosts. So I think Beastyqt is going to be able to deal with the broodlords reasonably well. We'll see how this goes. He has fungal growth, so he could... Actually, he's bringing everything way back. I don't know what I think about this. He has no support underneath him. Look at all the snipes. Oh my gosh. So he got rid of 2 instantly, and actually the tanks are killing his own guys. Wow. The broodlings are just owning his own units. And actually these guys just decide they want to die, so... I don't know, you can't talk them out of that. They made up their mind. So he's actually lost a lot right there. He's gonna kill almost all of these. 2 Marines make it, so they were... And another person has left the game. Interesting. A lot of people leaving. This is just too intense for them. So we're definitely getting into a... Whoa. Whoa, whoa. I'm gonna hold what I was gonna say. Not like I was wrong or anything, because that's impossible. But, last time I checked Lalush's money pool, he had tons of money, and he's actually spent it all on his broodlords and whatnot, so... He's basically... He's also behind in supply, which I find interesting. Let's check the income. And he even has more harvesters, so I'm actually going to say Beastyqt is actually in a really good position. His macro actually is outdoing our Zerg player, which when that happens, that's never good. So, I mean, he's starting to float a lot of minerals again, so his income's definitely good. He's a healthier, well, I'm not going to say healthier, he has a better income harvester-wise, but because of mules, the churn will pop up and down. So, I'd say it's approximately around even. And he's actually just sitting here. He should try and max himself out because Beastyqt is already maxed out, basically. So, this is interesting. It's not common you see the Zerg fall behind, which surprises me too because he's had a better macro the whole game. And he's actually getting his 6th base. So we're going to see an engagement right here. The tanks are not in position, and he could actually snipe the tanks off right now. They're not in siege mode. He takes out one, second one is up, and no, good, very, very good fungal. Very good fungal. Taking out the spine crawlers, and the spine crawlers are actually delaying a lot of damage because they're focusing on the spines rather than the army. A lot of broodlords falling, lots of snipes. And Lalush just doesn't have... He doesn't have ground support, which is what he needs. And this expansion is going to get sniped. I can't see him saving it. So, yeah, there it goes. I don't think he has to use all the snipes on that, but I mean, if he wants to. This Thor, oh man. If I was this guy, I'd run home and get repaired by the SCVs. Same with the medevac, look at that. Dude, that lady is one brave lady. Or stupid, one or the other. We're gonna say brave, though. It's nice. Nice of us. So, Lalush is about maxed out. So, the army's about the same again. So, not too bad. I still feel like he needs more ground support. The problem with Lings is actually, let's check their upgrades. 2-2. The problem with Lings, though, is they take all the splash damage from siege tanks, and they're just, they don't really tank as well as you need. When you have broodlords, you really want something to tank it. So I'm really big on roach broods, because roaches can take the damage, unless they're being like hard counted by like only tanks or something, which we actually do have a lot of tanks, but you'll see. At least he has a grand army this time. Last time he just had the infestors, pretty much. So he's going down. I don't know why he's bringing all this stuff down here. It seems unnecessary. He could be trying to flank. He had a hatch, which looks like it did get sniped. I missed that. And we actually have a nuke on the way. So, we might see some nuke play. Actually, 2 more Ghost Academies as well. So, Beastyqt is once again showing us a very different strategy. Every game he's done something very different. That's the only reason why I can think that he would be completely favored. I shouldn't say completely, I should never say completely. But simply because normally, in any sort of tournament setting, the player who has, well, obviously who's better, but also has more builds, is better because they have that really unpredictability factor. I mean, you can't, when you prepare, you generally want to prepare for, you know, the race and style, but it's hard to prepare for every single kind of build. So, I really like how Beastyqt is putting them all together instead of just throwing them out there. So, I like it. I like it. Whereas Lalush is just trying to do macro. Well, Zerg basically does do that. That's what Idra does, and Idra does pretty well. So with Nestia, and I actually hear a nuke. Where is our nuke? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. So he's actually going straight for the hatchery. Here goes. That's about a third of the life. And second nuke. Where's our ghost buddy? There he is. And I actually think I heard two. Was there another one? There it is. So he's trying to get the spine crawlers, and he's trying to get the hatchery. This will not kill the hatchery. This might kill 2 drones. No, it won't. Boom. And I hear another. Oh my god. So that actually worked out. And whoa. I don't know where the other nuke was. So I seem to be unable to find the other nuke. And he's taking another base. It's actually a planetary fortress. This base is back up. And we got him moving over here. Oh, there he is. Looks like he knows he's there too. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, nice. Was that an EMP? Another. Oh my god, another nuke. There it is. So he's picking on that base for some reason. I think personally I would go for tech buildings, because then you lock people out of tech. Like if he shot right here, he could take out the spires and the baneling nest. So that's my personal preference. But gotta clean this up too. So he's cleaning up all the ghosts. Nukes are very annoying. They make you have to get paranoid about your own map. We actually have a Viking over here just chilling out. He's like, sup, I can transform. What about you? Whereas then the drone will respond, yes, but I turn into buildings. Raises his eyebrow. So, yeah. This Broodlord's all alone. I wonder if he actually forgot about him. Ooh, drop. See a drop. There's actually not much in here to kill. You could snipe off. This is actually still hatch. He actually upgraded his expansion, which some players do. He could actually take out the spawning pool, though. And I'm gonna guess he's gonna go for the spine crawler and spawning pool. And what I wanted to point out is actually he's not mining there. We should fix that. Yep. So he snipes the spawning. No links can be made today, says our Terran player. And he's gonna have to leave very soon. He's not gonna be able to get out. All the fungals will kill him. So, good play by Beastyqt. He's remaking his spawning pool. I don't quite know where. There it is. So once again, my point of putting the nukes over here, once again, seems a pretty good idea. All of his stuff is, all of his tech is right here. Actually, let me. So we actually have a giant Terran push over here. He really doesn't like this base, and we actually see a nuke. This is actually a sort of a defensive nuke. Yeah. So he's kind of stopping our. You don't actually see this, Austin. He's kind of forcing our Zerg player to back out, and he's kind of putting his hand up and saying, "No, Zerg player, you don't go there." So he's actually getting rid of your spine, and that's one thing you can do with nukes, because nukes are so strong and you can't have your army in them. You can basically force the enemy player to go in certain positioning, which we really don't see enough in nukes, but here we do. And we actually see nukes all over the place. He's got to move them. No. Oh, he got a lot. He got the Overseer too. And the Broodlords are in masses. They're doing a lot of damage, but there's so much energy on these ghosts. They're going to be able to snipe every single one of them. And I expect to see more drop. Well, looks like they're just going to cloak. Got 2 spine crawlers. Sniping out the Overlords. So are we going to get supply blocked? And we are not yet. He has a lot of extra Overlords. So Lalush is in really big trouble. I don't know what he's going to do. We got all the Broodlords coming in for help. He's almost out of energy, so I'm going to say these ghosts are a lot more manageable now. And we see a nuke right here. So he's trying to either get the player to move him all over his army or move him back. We'll see exactly what happens. It looks like he's just going to move in. He's got to hurry, though. Yeah, so the Terran player is getting cleaned up pretty well. Except there's a lot more over here. Well, actually, just a few tanks, medevacs. And let's look at the supply. They're actually still fairly even. So Lalush is still behind. He's been behind in supply a lot recently. Tanks are moving out. Nuke right here. Actually, here a second nuke. Oh my god, there it is. So that one is actually. Let's watch this drop. Bam. Let's go over here. So Lalush is actually doing really well with evacuating everything. Some players will. I will kind of forget about it, and they will actually lose entire armies. I've seen that. It doesn't happen often. One thing that's actually a big deal is if you don't listen to this in-game sounds and you're listening to music, which I think some players do. I don't know if they listen to both or not. But you won't actually hear the nuke sound. So that's sort of a big deal. And then yeah. So I don't know, this is a pretty intense game. This is actually a very good game. Beastyqt is definitely showing he can macro it up. I feel a little bit bad for Lalush. I mean, he's got like top tier tech, but it gets destroyed. I almost feel like he should try tech switch. Sometimes tech switches really help, and we actually have another nuke. Everything is going away, and he's gonna kill the ghost. So it's actually completely thwarted. It's all good. What else do we have? We have the hatchery going up in the north. We have this hatchery trying to go up again, so he really wants to take this base. He actually really needs it. Let's check the income. And he's actually not mining for much. He's mining, what, from this base and this base? So, like, 1.5 bases. I say that because the other one actually is mined out pretty well. So we see a nuke going right here. We actually have a changeling right here, which... another nuke. Okay, so yeah, I would actually cancel all these spines right here. A third nuke. What is going on here? So we're gonna clean that up. Where is the third nuke at? Oh my gosh. So blowing up a lot there. I think that one's gonna drop. Maybe that was the third nuke. And he's actually picking up all the drones. So Beastyqt is actually doing a lot of damage right here. I'm sorry if I miss a nuke here and there. There's so many nukes. Half this game I've been hearing nuke sounds, and it's making me a little bit paranoid. There goes the hatchery. So right now Lalush is actually in, I would say he'd be in panic mode if the income's actually still up here. He's about half the income. It's actually less than half the income. So Lalush is in some trouble. He's got a fairly good army, but supply is not looking good for him. I heard some snipes. There they are. And look at that mass ghost. So Infestor Broodlord isn't the best against mass ghosts because they can EMP the infestors and they can snipe the ghosts. They can snipe the Broodlords. So I don't know. Snipe does a lot of damage. I believe it does 40. Actually, I think it says on snipe 45 damage. I hear another nuke. There it is. Don't know why it's there particularly. There we go. That's more like it. Putting it actually near the enemy's base. This nuke, you can actually see the shadow. Was that the same nuke? I guess it was. And I heard another sound. It's over there. And it looks like he's engaging half the army. The other half of the army is going back towards his base. There's one nuke. So I think he's actually moving out of it. So we're actually seeing nukes to get, as I've said, our player out of position. Oh my gosh. I think some of these guys took damage from that. So this is crazy. Man, Beastyqt, you've got some like crazy nuke. I wonder how many places I think he has at least 3 Ghost Academies. No, he's got way more than 3. He's got 5, 6. Looks like 6 or more. And he's getting another base up here. He's gonna turn to planetary. He has this base. He can actually still mine a lot from this. This base is pretty much out. I hear another nuke. 2 nukes. So I feel like he should do one more here just to put the icing on the cake. Put a ghost up here or something. And we see the Marines going in there. They're gonna try and do some damage. They're getting fungled, but it is right on the spot, so they're probably gonna all die. And they do die. So that time I wouldn't say that was good on Beastyqt's part. But he has manor mules. He has manor mules. He has a mass ghost army, and he has 3,000 minerals in the bank, 4,000 gas. He's definitely a favorite. It is 169 supply to 76 supply. Right now, Lalush is just falling apart. He's chill, get out. He is just completely annihilating Lalush. It was a very good game. Lalush put in some really good fight, but there's just so much RAS. And I honestly feel like, well, Beastyqt just outplayed him in all 3 games. I guess you could argue on the cheese one, but I mean, honestly, I think cheese is a viable strategy. I don't see why people get so mad about it. I've seen plenty of top players be able to hold that off, so that's basically my point. And actually, Lalush is still trying, it looks like. Got a bunch of links here. But 65 supply to 174. Beastyqt has over 100 supply, and look at his production. Look at that! And each one's making at least one thing out of them, so... I did not catch this. Look at all these extra mules he's got. So he's just dropping mules all day long. Three nukes. I think it was 3. And there we go. So he's actually finally going for the tech area. And I heard another nuke. Oh my gosh. I can't keep track of all these nukes. There we go. Yeah, so see, look how effective this was when you actually went for the tech building. That was my point the whole time. We finally get to see it, and yeah. Game's already over, though. We've already seen his man on mules twice now, I think, and he's actually going Mass Raven. So at this point, Beastyqt is just essentially dicking around, so... what to say about that? Not the best manner, but the game is essentially over. It's max supply against a 1/4 supply, so... Lalush is just trying to... He's trying to do as much as he can. He's trying to scavenge. He isn't mining nearly enough. He's long distance mining this, and at this point, I wonder if he actually realizes how far behind he is. However, if I do recall, this would be the final game if he loses. So there's money on the line. There's a tournament on the line, and I'm actually going to give him a lot of props for actually trying this hard. And he's actually just getting... He's getting the crap beaten out of him. So, I don't know. To be able to just stay calm and still try and win this is actually pretty ridiculous. And this is probably going to bleed to death. All those overlords are going to die. That's going to get blown up. Actually, it's going to take a lot of damage. More nukes. So he is now just nuking out all the tech, which is what I was mentioning the entire game, which I've already told you because I don't know what to talk about. I feel the game's essentially over. But Lalush just doesn't want to leave. There goes a spawning pool again. This is actually going to take out the Baneling Nest, the Broodlord Hive or whatever. Which I don't even know what you call it, just the Broodlord Spire. Is gone. The Hive is almost dead. I don't know what to say. What is he? He's actually making supply depots. Okay, so he's making... What are you doing, Beast? Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. I almost feel like Lalush is just like sitting there crying. I don't know, he's not really doing anything. He's just having like a heart attack or something. He's just so upset with his loss. Another nukes. Is this really necessary, Beastyqt? Do you really need to do this? Do you need to blow... Do you have to nuke everything? I'll tell you one thing, I am glad Beastyqt does not run our country, because we would have a lot more enemies. And, jeez, he would get a lot done, though. He'd kill a lot of people. I'll give him that much. What is this? I almost feel like he's trying to spell loser. So, I'm going to have to say, I'm not big on Beastyqt's manners. Ghost, mass ghost. I'm still impressed with all these ghosts, though. What ghost is this? A lot of ghosts. Lalush is not left. He's not surrendered. He's being revealed. So he basically just doesn't want to leave. So actually, I feel like both players aren't the best manner. Lalush won't leave, and Beastyqt just won't let it go. Jeez. Actually, not. Lol. That's what he's going for. I'm retarded. He's just saying lol. Okay. I'm actually on Beastyqt's. Where's Lalush looking at? This is what he's doing. Oh, he might have just gone AFK. No? I still think this is a tournament game, though. So I don't quite understand what's going on. Maybe it's not a tournament game, or he just left. I don't know. So I'm gonna deal with this till the very end. I saw how much time there's left, and it is almost over. So 3 supply. It looks like we're gonna just have Beastyqt finish this off. Lalush gave up a long time ago, and you can actually easily tell this. So it actually seems like BM by both players. So this is just ridiculous. What is he doing with all of his ghosts? He trapped all of his ghosts. Okay. And now he's nuking his own army. I'm actually entertained to see this part. The nukage of your own army. Healing himself. So he's basically destroying all of his resources right now. And this is what you do when you're that far ahead. Bam! Fantastic nuke. GG, yo. And that is game. So I believe he just killed everything off of Lalush. Lalush did just randomly leave or whatnot, and this will be the final game. So I think this might have been a best of 5. I don't know, but it is a 3-0. According to Wikipedia, they went against each other. Beastyqt and Lalush went against each other, and Beastyqt 3-0'd. And this is what we just watched 3 games in a row, and it was 3-0. So I'm gonna assume that was that. So there's Zotac Cup. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys later. And yeah, if you know of any good games, feel free to tell me about them. That's what this one was. I believe if this was the game he was talking about, that was good. not the 2 racks. Unless, I don't know. I've seen better 2 racks though. I definitely have. So I'll see you guys later. Icylobster out.